Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Country with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've covered this week's X-Men, Spider-Man, Star Wars, and a few other books. Now it's on to this week's Avengers books, starting with Avengers number 51. Where we left off in Avengers number 50, the multiversal Masters of Evil had appeared. A group consisting of the worst supervillains of the multiverse, who had been going from Earth to Earth, and apparently wiping out the Avengers of 1 million BC. And they just arrived on Earth 616, chasing down Deathlocks. So one thing that actually did have me worried was that with Avengers Forever coming, that Avengers wouldn't go into the multiversal Masters of Evil. But yeah, they do. So the issue begins with Iron Man talking with Thor while Thor punches the hell out of the destroyer armor. Basically about family troubles, because kind of parent problems, because he gets it. Thor is still dealing with the revelation that the Phoenix is apparently his mother. But apparently there's nothing written in anywhere in Asgard that says that is the case. But Gaia, Thor's apparent birth mother, basically is letting Thor go straight to voicemail and not calling back. At the Rainbow Bridge, Echo is talking to Sif, wanting to speak with Thor, when another Phoenix arrives. Back with Iron Man and Thor, Deathlock shows up, telling them the trouble, to warn them of what's coming. When 3 adamantium claws popped right through it, and so Killmonger, Dark Phoenix, and her Berserker are there, and Iron Man and Thor take on the 3. Echo shows up to help even the odds a bit, but Thor's not having it. The fight continues, and turns out that there are similar troubles on Avengers Mountain. We also have flashback to earlier, a few days previously. Echo, who has photographic reflexes similar to Taskmaster, wants to study the powers, the fighting styles of entities who have defeated the Phoenix previously. Basically, kind of okay, what did they do? So she knows she has to fight it. She knows what to do. But more and more Deathlocks show up to pass along the warning, but each one is summarily killed off, and it turns out that Wolverine is not the only Berserker that this Dark Phoenix has. She also has a Thor as a Berserker. That is where the issue ends. Another plot point I neglected to mention from Avengers number 50 is the fact that Ghost Rider was taken by one of the Deathlocks elsewhere to another Earth. And that is where our next book comes in, Avengers Forever, number 1. So, as mentioned, Robbie Reyes was taken to another Earth, Earth 818 to be exact, which is where the issue begins. However, not in the present, rather in the year 1 million BCE. A battered and bloodied Odin is dragging himself to his hammer. As he dies, he manages to rewrite the oath on it. To whosoever holds this hammer, be they worthy, shall possess the power of all vengeance. But The issue focuses on Earth 818's Ant-Man, Tony Stark, the first and last archaeologist of Earth 818. He's collected various. Apparently, his dad was a bootlegger, but he's managed to find all manner of nifty things, like the head of a giant space god at the bottom of a North Pole volcano, which, when attached to a gun, can be rather devastating. And yeah, he's Ant-Man, but he finds the hammer, shrinks it and takes it with him. Briefly lifts it, but yeah. He shrinks the hammer, takes it with him, but there's some war machines waiting for him. However, it turns out the war machines of Earth 818 were built for the Black Skull by Tony Stark. The war machines, however, well, they got bigger fish to fry than Ant-Man, namely Ghost Rider. But there's oven trains which are filled with civilians, and so Ghost Rider saves one of them and pulls it himself with his car. But he ends up running into the Black Skull. Meanwhile, it turns out that Tony's been putting together his own little team of Avengers, Earth's mightiest losers. Consists of what appears to be Vision, a gemstone thing made of gemstones, Wonder Man, and a woman I don't off the top of my head recognize. And in the gulf between universes, the goddesses of thunder are following their grandfather's hammer. To where? We shall only see. And that is where the issue ends. Fun start. It's going to be interesting to see the rest of the multiversal Avengers as they're put together. And like I said, I'm glad that it's being handled not just in Avengers Forever, but also in Avengers. And moving on to our next book, we've got Black Panther #2. Where we left off, someone is killing off Wakandan sleeper agents, and so Black Panther's gone to bring them all in. We start off with 3, one in Moscow, one in Brussels, and one in Berlin. The one in Moscow doesn't want to be brought back in. The one in Brussels, whatever King commands. The one in Berlin, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. It's kind of his life. And then there's a woman in Georgetown. T'Challa tells her what's going on, but she doesn't want to go back to Wakanda. She's got a life and a family there. But Shuri goes to Chile, where the first attack happened, and manages to utilizing Wakandan tech and the local closed-circuit cameras, is able to see how the fight looked, and even finds a scrap of the assassin's outfit to be studied later. But that night, the sleeper agent Georgetown is attacked. And T'Challa was waiting, and he fights off the assassin. However, the assassin blows himself up before revealing any secrets. But Shuri investigates the scene as well. And elsewhere, T'Challa and Abalone are about to use T'Challa's private plane when the assassins show up and destroy said plane. Looks like they're taking the fight to T'Challa himself. That is where the issue ends. Honestly, Black Panther, the first issue was really good, and yeah, this doesn't disappoint either. And next issue will actually be an oversized 200th issue spectacular. Anyway, moving on to our next book, we've got Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, #2. Where we left off, Kate had been hired by her sister to help with for a case at a at a resort in the Hamptons. The issue ended with the child of one of the people at the resort being kidnapped. And so Kate is on the case, whether the staff at the hotel likes it or not. But she does some investigating, sees some odd stuff, including a circus going on, and, well, her thoughts on that are that the circus is Clint's specialty. Which, well, yeah. But she goes to the room of the parents of the kidnapped child, and there's a ransom call. But Kate does some additional investigating, finds the kid, and in the care of someone that doesn't know what's going on, but Kate takes it down. Like I said, no idea what's going on. Appears to be some kind of mind control, honestly. But Kate's being watched the entire time. As I stated with the last issue, I'm pretty sure the circus of crime is involved here. And some of the staff make moves to hinder Kate's further investigation, which is where the issue ends. Honestly, a fun issue. I like all the nods to Clint's past in the circus, even though Clint isn't present. Which brings us to our next book, Iron Man number 15. Where we left off, in an effort to stop Korvac, Iron Man also exposed himself to the power cosmic and became the Iron God. So the issue is told from the perspective of the survivor of a dead race. He's arrived with his world's history and aims to write down what happened. Something occurred, Korvac and the Iron God were duking it out and destroyed the planet's star. With Iron Man saying that Korvac's plan is simplistic and boring. But Iron Man basically tears a hole in the universe and sends Korvac through to a dead universe, one that was apparently killed by Doctor Doom. But in that universe, he finds Earth and begins to he's going to fix everything. And then the cosmic entities show up: Death, the Living Tribunal, the In-Betweener, Eternity, Infinity, Lord Order, and Master Chaos, so on and so forth. They opt to take Korvac themselves and tell Iron Man that he can live his destiny, and that at the moment what he's going to do is cloudy to them, but the outcome might be satisfactory. So, yeah. And the issue ends with the alien narrator dying as he finishes his tale. Not a bad issue. I like the whole kind of being told as a historical story, rather than just kind of what present tense, what's happening. Moving on to our next book, though, we've got Phoenix Song Echo number 3. Where we left off, the adversary was trying to wipe out Echo's lineage, and had actually succeeded by killing her mother. Echo and her ally River ended up in 1850s Oklahoma. Forge, however, is on her trail, and does some digging and manages to realize that the adversary was present. But And he's trying to figure out where Echo could be. Um, in the 1850s, Echo and River are dealing with one of Echo's ancestors, and that night they tell their tale, but the adversary wipes out the ones that they dealt with, and so River and Echo continue to move through time with the adversary trailing them, eventually ending up in Cahokia, 1050 CE. Only this time it's not an ancestor. It's not necessarily an ancestor of Echo's, but rather a past host of the Phoenix. And so, whose life should they just saved? But Echo and this era's Phoenix talk with, and Echo gets some guidance on, learning about the Phoenix Force. But later, Echo uses the Phoenix power to basically draw the adversary to her, and so the fight between the two begins, and that is where the issue ends. Not too bad. It's a very interesting the issue is the story. The series itself is an interesting concept, and it's neat to see it play out. So yeah, I'm curious to see how Ford will continue to play into everything, but we'll see. Moving on to our next book, we've got Wastelanders Hawkeye #1. Like last week's Wastelanders Old Man Logan, this is basically a means of promoting the Wastelanders podcasts. So, the Old Man Hawkeye miniseries left off with Hawkeye having tracked down Stick to the new Stick to train him on how to basically be blind and but still be useful. Of course, the new Stick is none other than Matt Murdock. So, Stick has sent Hawkeye on a mission to Goblin State Park to deal with Marco the Terrible, who turns out to be none other than the Juggernaut. Juggernaut's got arthritis, though. But Juggernaut makes the play to go after Stick and ends up falling down a cliff. So the town has been pretty much ruined. For his next mission, Stick sends Hawkeye to a monastery and it's explained that he'll land near the compound. He's infiltrated, find the target, and then use what's inside the box that Hawkeye's been given to pierce their heart. But he's thrown out of what appears to be the mooncopter. Turns out that the where he's being sent is Hand Castle, deep in the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho. Hawkeye deals with the Hand Ninjas. Turns out that his target is none other than Elektra. Only he's not there to kill her. He's to bring Elektra a flower, as it's her and Matt's anniversary. But Hawkeye goes back off on his own, and while Elektra wonders if Hawkeye can change, Matt states that he probably can't. It's a miracle he does as long as he can. But if there's anyone that can prove him wrong, it's Hawkeye. And that is where the issue ends. A nice little Tale of the Wastelands. And there's 2 more of these to go, one for Star-Lord and one for Black Widow. But that'll do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal will be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.